Goose season is over, and now what to do with those goose breasts? Well, how about corned goose or corned geese? And by the way, Canada geese, that's a proper terminology. All geese in Canada are Canadian geese. When they come to Nebraska, per se, a Canada goose is a Canada goose, a white-fronted goose is a white-fronted goose, a snow goose, etc. Canada goose. And that's what we're doing. We're preparing corned goose. And this is the recipe. I'm doubling this one up just because I want to put together, I've got roughly 4 big greater Canadas and a couple of lesser Canada geese. So the breast size varies. We do slice those right down the middle in half and even half that again. And then use freezer bags, gallon freezer bags. Ziploc is what I use. And then I put all those breasts in the bag. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. So you know exactly how it will fit in the bag. Then you pull them out and you take your mixture, the recipe, and you put that in a bowl and you cover that meat on both sides and put it back in the bag. So here's the recipe: 2 teaspoons of crushed bay leaves. You want to put those in a bag and crumble them up with your fingers. 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon, or actually 2 teaspoons of paprika. Also 2 teaspoons of allspice. Then 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper. Then it's the mustard seed. And it takes a lot of this. I buy it in the big jars. And for this recipe, it will be 2 tablespoons of mustard seed and then brown sugar. 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then finally, Morton's Tender Quick and 4 tablespoons of that. You put them all in a bowl. You mix them up with a good metal stir. What do you call that?
Whisk.
A whisk. I had to ask my wife Marcy in the background there. So there it is. And then I'm not the guy in the kitchen, obviously. Of course, your measuring tools, all your teaspoons, tablespoons, etc. So that is the recipe. And then we're going to show you how you cut those breasts in half and actually take the breast off the goose and then put it in the mix. So here are the breasts, and I've already cut this one in half. It's a Greater Canada, and I'm going to cut it right down the middle. Make sure you draw the knife away from you, and then we have that. And then I cut another one in half, and then I'll cut these down the middle as well. So those will all fit in yet another bag. So you just really got to be careful. And it doesn't matter how thick. They can be 1 inch to 1/2 inch thick. This one I'm going to say is good. This one already cut in half. This one will be just maybe a little bigger. But again, right down the middle. And we have 2 pieces there. So there we have it, enough to fill another bag. And then I have the pieces, like I said, the jigsaw puzzle, to where I take all the ingredients, and it's not really shake and bake, but you take and you put the mixture in a bowl and you press that meat down into it. And so you can see it's covered really well. You can see the mustard seed in there. And then you start putting it into the bag. Complete your puzzle. Here's the most important part. Once you have put all of this in the bag, you refrigerate, you lay it flat on the grates, or flat on the shelves, I should say, in the refrigerator. You turn it every single day for 7 days. And then on the 7th day, you put in Reynolds cooking bags. Don't rinse the spices off. Put them in a roasting pan and roast for 1.5 hours at 300 degrees for the larger breasts and 1 hour for the smaller breast halves. So 1.5 hours for the larger, the greater Canadas, and just an hour for the smaller one. And then it's ready. I mean, it's fabulous when it is eaten fresh out of the cooking bags. Use those Reynolds cooking bags, and then of course you're just putting those spices in there. What's happening while it's in the fridge is it's really marinating in the juices as it dissolves into the meat and it cures the meat, and then you have corned goose. It is fantastic for St. Patrick's Day with cabbage, or any of your corned beef recipes. You can use corned goose as a replacement. And it is just good as a snack, sliced up cold or eaten hot right out of the bags. You can actually, of course, heat it up and cook it then with your cabbage for St. Patty's Day. So there you go. That's what it looks like. And now we're going to cut up a goose. We'll show you the right way to go about that. We got a great picture in front of the goose blind recently of a hen shoveler, something you don't see very often. The drake was not with. And some videotape of some geese that were just out of range for shooting, but they took off, and a little bit of videotape there as well. Here's some pictures for this week for Camp Boughton Outdoors, and then a list of all the conservation banquets that are coming up this spring. Kent Boughton Outdoors for this week. Remember, send your pictures in to me, kentboughton2023@gmail.com. And also remember, take a young person hunting or fishing, and don't forget us older folks either.